All right, so it looked like it started to record, or it didn't start to record, so I had to do this again, but that's okay. I'll just walk you through what I did here. So you can see that I was about here, I ended up with 22x equals 198, so x equals 9. And what I did is I plugged it back into sort of the 5x, found the measure of that was 45. I knew that the other one was supplementary, so I just subtract 180 from it. So our two angles are 45 and 135. All right, the next one is basically very, very similar, except that these two angles are complementary, so they're going to add to 90. So I can say, well, 5y plus 1 plus 3y minus 7 is going to give me 90. All right, so we get 8x minus 6 equals 90. So 8x equals 96, so x equals 12, I believe. So if x equals 12, we're going to plug that back in. Not to either one, actually. So let's just plug it into, 5y plus 1. So we do 5 times 12 plus 1. Right, so we get 60 plus 1, we get 61 degrees, right? So that means the other one, we could just do 90 minus 61 degrees, and we get 29 degrees. So our two angles in this case are going to be 61 and I don't really like that, how that looks. I'm going to circle it with blue, right? Stylistically speaking. Okay, there you go. There are two angles. All right. In this case, it's saying the difference between the previous two questions and these are that instead of them saying they're complementary or supplementary, they're showing it. In this case, they're showing you that these two angles are supplementary because they form this straight angle. So these are a linear pair here. So you know they're going to be supplementary and adjacent, but supplementary will help us get an equation. So 10x minus 5. Again, this after I set this up, it just becomes algebra. So I will put it in the key, but I might just go on to the next one for time purposes. And the next one, right? Because they're setting up the equation is the important part here. In this case, they're showing us that these two angles add up to 90, right? They're showing, hey, this angle is a right angle, which means its measure is 90 degrees. So these two angles here add to 90. So 2x plus 2 plus x plus 1 is going to give us 90, right? And of course, you can solve that. And so let's do these last one. And if there's still this time left in the recording, I'll go back and fill those in. All right, we're going to look at this one that says if it appears to be acute, obtuse, right, or straight. So we're just looking for what you normally wouldn't go by looks alone, but this question says, hey, what does it appear to look like? So angle A, C, B. Well, that's a right angle. So I'm going to go ahead and that one we know actually is a right angle. It looks like a right angle and it has the marking there. 16 is ABC. So ABC is, right, this angle looks acute. So we're going to go with, acute. BFD. So BFD, right, is a straight angle. It's all on a straight line. AEC, right here looks obtuse, appears to be obtuse. BDC, BDC appears to look acute. BEC, BEC appears to look, again, I should have done more markings, but BEC appears to look acute as well. All right, yeah, I think we're gonna have time. So I'll just finish these parts out here. Where am I looking? All right, so if I simplify these, we get 14x minus 2 equals 180. And so we get 14x equals 182. And we get okay, so 182 divided by 14 is 13. So we get x equals 13 right here. Okay, and then of course we plug it back in. We'll plug it back into, I don't know, that's this one because it's easy to multiply by 10. So 10 times 13 minus 5 is 130 minus 5, so 125. And so if this angle over here is 125, and again, I'll just write that in I'll just fill that in a second, but we can just do 180 minus 125 and get 55. All right, so our two angles are going to be 125 and 55. So 125 would be here, 55 would be here. All right, finish out this other one over here. We'll go back to blue. So we're going to say 3x plus 3 equals 90. So we get 3x equals 87, right? So that would have been 30. So it looks like 29. X equals 29. All right, so if x equals 29, this one's super easy. We just add 1 to it, right? So this angle is just going to be 30, which would make this angle 60. We can double check 29 times 2 plus 2 is in fact 60. So in this case, our two angles are 60 and 30. All right, so I know I went back a little bit, but I think that's it. Hopefully you're finding these helpful. And I will see you next time.